Hey, it's Rebecca Smith from the KBIA newsroom in Columbia, and it's time for Missouri Health Talks, a project where we listen in on Missourians' conversations about access to health care. For the month of January, we're focusing on how the past year of Trump administration policies has impacted health. Earlier this month, the newest version of Dietary Guidelines for Americans was released by the federal government, with a new inverted pyramid graphic that looks very different from the MyPlate and food pyramid guides that have been used during the past few decades. Jo Britt Rankin, Gidget Mudd, and Michelle Chapman are all a part of MU Extension's Family Nutrition Education programs, which teaches food and nutrition throughout the state. They spoke about how these new guidelines will influence their community-based nutrition education. Here's Jo.
These guidelines come out about every 5 years. We've had MyPlate for 10 years, so 2 cycles use that. Before that, it was My Pyramid. If we go all the way back into the late 60s, early 70s, we had like the basic 4 food groups, things like that. It morphs over time. But I think at the core, it is how to eat healthy. There are a few modifications, but we have taught eating a variety of colorful, nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables for many, many years. This one doesn't have food groups per se, is what we're used to. We kind of still talk in those groupings, but this is so new out that we have talked with USDA, and they have told us that there will be additional materials coming and additional guidance, but we haven't received that yet.
The base of the message is still the same, to eat whole foods as much as possible, limit processed foods, limit your sugars, your sugary drinks, stay hydrated. Those are the same messages. So I don't see it drastically changing. Even with the MyPlate, we had to take it and kind of make it work for whatever individuals we were working for, whether it was a different culture, whether it was from a community that just had different ingredients. So I think the message is still the same there.
I would say it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle for us to educate people. My background is not in nutrition. My background is in education. And so to me, this is what I need to use to educate people with. And that may be why my viewpoint may look a little bit different, right? Because when it came out, I was like, I need to talk to a registered dietitian. Like, how are we feeling about this? Because while I'm very passionate about nutrition and nutrition education, I see this as a vehicle, and our society has changed. It's changed drastically. Our foods have changed. They've changed drastically. And so I do think that we need to address that, and I do feel like this has somewhat done that, but I think that we need to utilize this and continue teaching and educating basic nutrition.
That was Michelle Chapman, Gidget Mudd, and Jo Britt Rankin with MU Extension's Family Nutrition Education programs, speaking about the new set of dietary guidelines for Americans that was released earlier this month. That's it for this week's Missouri Health Talks. Tune in next week for more conversations from throughout the state about health and access. I'm Rebecca Smith. Thanks for listening.